What did he say to Vince? What did I witness him saying to certain people about certain people, which included myself probably?
Russo'sBrand.com, where the pros are the pros. Bro, can I make a declaration right now? Can I make a declaration right now? I'm going to say this right now. I've been watching wrestling. I want to say I started tuning in 1971. That's what I want to say, okay? In all the years that I've been watching wrestling, so 29 and we're going on 26. What has that been? 29, 39, 50, 55 years?
54 years, yeah.
We're going on 55, right?
55 years.
In my 55 years of watching professional wrestling, and I'm talking about the main level, I'm obviously not talking about indie stuff. In my 55 years of watching televised wrestling, I am now going to make the declaration without a shadow of a doubt. Triple H is the worst booker I have ever seen since 1971. You've got a masked guy at the War Games, screw the babyface team, and none of the babyfaces are on Monday Night Raw to get answers and find out who effed them. Are you effing kidding me? And bro, it's so important. And it's a story of such magnitude that the only one that seems to care about it is Adam Pearce. And he cares about it to the point, Stevie, of putting a referee on it. Triple H, brother, you suck. Like, you suck. It can't get any worse than you. How do you have a babyface team getting screwed and none of them showing up on the next show? How is that even freaking possible? I swear to God, bro, it would have been like, I'm going to go back to being in The Sopranos. It would have been like Tony Soprano getting shot. Remember Tony got shot, Ben? And then Tony not being in the next episode. Literally, that bro, you suck. You suck. I don't know what else to say. You flat out suck. That's freaking storytelling, bro. These guys get screwed and they're not even present the next day. Ben, can you please explain to me the logic behind that?
Katsara Malinga. Shoots him in the stomach.
Yeah, that's right.
No, there is no logic. The whole thing should be, who was that masked man? Stevie at least is going to look for him. He wants to know. He wants to know. Why are you doing the mystery to not follow it up on the next episode of Scooby-Doo for them to give chase? And that there's like, who was it? He must have come through Gorilla. Who did you see? Like, are we following up on any of it? No. So basic one. And then you go, tune in. Tonight's show is going to be epic.
Epic.
Well, epic would be a big reveal of who that masked man was. Like, that's about the only, when you say, everybody look over here, you better have something. If you got a big announcement, you better show. But what was it? That Liv Morgan's back?
Well, like, I was wait. I actually watched the show because I was waiting for the epic, Stevie. Yeah. I'm gonna say, Ben, because I'm waiting till the very end for the epic. I'm gonna say at the very end when Lyra Velcro and Bailey hit the ring, I'm gonna say that was the epic that Triple H was talking about. That's the epic I took away.
It's epic hack. It made me puke, bro. It's like, why is this even in the main event? Like, they're in Glendale, Arizona. Like, this is a big town to get pops over. And like, she comes out into the ring and it's crickets because it's really meaningless because there's no story in anything, man. And
wait a minute. I'm not going to tell. I watched the show, Stevie. Believe it or not, I watched the show. I'm waiting for the epic. I'm watching the show. Bro, I swear to God, let me tell you why I watched the show. I watched the show, Stevie, because I knew there would be no epic, and I wanted to be able to bury Triple H this morning. That's why I watched the show. So thank you, Triple H. But, Ben, I'm not going to let you sit there and tell me there's no story when earlier in the night, Liv walked up to ram horns in the back. How dare you? How dare you say that's not a story, Ben? That's not a story to you, but shame on you.
Yeah, Baphomet ass cheeks had a great showing. She's A plus. I mean, the fact of like, let's talk about the story, which is John Cena's finale at War Crimes. They have 114-pound Rosie Perez give him a code red, and he sells for it. Like then they do the referee throw him out spot, only to have the guys from Judgment Day feed back in to help heal and go over. The whole thing should have been spotlight on Dominic and Cena with a torch pass, old generation, young generation, not mixing in everybody and having Cena look like a complete jackass selling for little girls. You bring them all down like they got a plan, and you send them all back in the first 30 seconds of the match. Now it's just Dominic and John to do all the Eddie, all the Ray spots and get over. Instead, with one match left on the last pay-per-view, they do all this crap that makes everybody look stupid. Or last night, like you said with the referees, they're making the guy the stooge on camera. Like, I need you to go back and take the climate of the locker room. Well, if anybody's watching the show, they're going to see that guy and go, don't talk to him. He's a stooge for Pierce. Right. Like, you don't even know how to manage or make stooges to be. It's unbelievable. And if anybody was one of the biggest stooges, it was Game. So he should be a master of how to do that, dude. They just have no idea how to lay anything out whatsoever.
What about Game? Stevie, even doing the voiceover for the girls' WrestleMania spot? He's even doing the voiceover for that, bro. You know, here's the funny thing, Stevie, because we all know this. You guys know it. Ben, you know it. Stevie knows it. By getting Judgment Day involved in the Cena match, they think they're giving everybody in Judgment Day the rub, and now everybody's going to be over. And let me ask me how I know. Ask me how I know that, Ben.
How do you know that?
Well, because they believe, okay, we're going to give them the Cena rub, so now every day, everyone in Judgment Day is going to be over. And here's how I know they're over now. Did you guys see that hat Finn Balor was wearing at the beginning of the show, bro, when they were waiting outside for Dominic and Liv? Did you see his hat, Ben?
It was so memorable.
Stevie, did you see the hat?
I'm right there with Ben. This show.
I'm telling you, you got to watch the hat because he's so over. He's so over with, bro. You know what makes me sick of these people? I got to tell you what really makes me vomit in my own mouth. I'm just going to say it. This is the most sickening thing to me. They all think they're over.
Yeah.
They all think you ain't shit. You ain't shit. And you people in Judgment, none of you.
Look at Liv last night going, Judgment Day is back. And I'm going, yeah. I go, dude, this started with Edge, Ripley, David. Right. And like now Finn Balor is the only one, and they're acting like we've been running this shit, dude. This thing has been nothing but let's fold people in, let's do comedy with our truth, and like it's absolutely meaningless. They got a clubhouse where they play video games and shoot darts. Like, get the out of here, man. It's so brutally meaningless.
Well, let me ask Stevie a question now. Stevie, I'm going to ask you a question. This is a legitimate question because in my opinion, Triple H pulled the Dixie Carter last night. It's no different than Dixie Carter. But Stevie, honestly, I watched the show last night, guys. I really, really did. Does Triple H, does he honestly believe this morning that was an epic show? Is that an epic show as a shoot? Is that an epic show? Is Triple H saying every show should be like last night's show?
Well, here's a bigger question. Is there anybody that's not in the wrestling bubble or anybody that actually is in the wrestling bubble telling him differently? This is the Emperor Has No Clothes. By the way, it wasn't epic. Once again, Philly accent, New York accent. It was a pick. I'm going to have an pick on Raw.
I was just going to say, like, we're putting out there. Does he know what the word epic means? Let's start there. Like, right. He might think it means something completely different.
Yeah.
I just think Dude, they're just going to sell to Saudi. Why don't we just, that's
Right.
all it is.
Yeah.
It's just to gouge the people with the ticket prices. As a matter of fact, James and I have a thing of what it costs to be a WWE fan going into 2026.
Wow,
We're
that's
gonna have a
interesting.
presentation.
That's
Also,
interesting.
I think this is a great segue. James and I put out a video separately and together about what Bret Hart commented in that famous interview now,
Right.
talking about how he cannot watch modern wrestling. And we did a clip why modern wrestling sucks. And for everybody that says, well, that's your generation, the era is different. James is 38 years old. He likes wrestling before he was even born.
Right.
So how does this work? You can't say he's an old head like we are, any of the other stuff. Modern wrestling just sucks.
Yep.
That's all it is. That's the only thing that's epic about it, is it's consistently bad and consistently getting even worse. We need to talk about the history of Triple H. And his viewpoint has done a 180 from when he was a worker. What was Triple H's favorite burial tactic besides the, I don't know. What was it? What did he say to Vince? What did I witness him saying to certain people about certain people, which included myself probably? And he's not over. Ken Kennedy, not over. Maven, not over.
Zack Ryder.
Zack Ryder, not over. Now everybody's over. You see what I mean?
Over.
Because it's under his watch. But when he was competing supposedly for spots or protecting a spot when you're married to the boss's daughter, but you have to protect the spot. That's how sick it is. Nobody was ever over. Nobody that came within him or Sean's hemisphere were over. He even famously said, Ken Kennedy did a thing on his channel. He comes back and he cut a promo, Ken did in the ring. I'm the future of sports entertainment. In front of everybody at the monitor, oh, well, boys, guess if that's the future, we're in a lot of trouble. You don't think that has any influence on The Office?
And he has said that. I've, a recent talent has told me he has said that in the back in front of people about LA Knight. He has said the same exact thing publicly in the back about LA Knight.